Damn, I'm gonna be straightforward with you. I just filmed this, and then my camera got full, and my card got full here, and I fucked my intro. This is how to speed ramp better. Basically I'm gonna throw some things that I like to do with my speed ramps to make my speed ramps mo better, and hopefully by watching this video, you can make your speed ramps mo better too. So let's jump right into it. Our first two clips is this. Okay, not bad, not bad. And like I said, we want to turn it into something like this. That is so loud. Alright, so the first thing I would do to make this speed ramp happen is to nest these clips. Why? Because you can't warp stabilize and time manipulate the same clip. How do we get around that is like this. Right click, nest. We'll call this one First of the Paintings. First of the Painting. And what that basically did was I put that clip in a new sequence. So I double click this and there's my original clip. So what I can do here is bring the warp stabilizer onto this clip and let that stabilize. Boop. Now we can hit P. We'll actually right click this FX box, go to time remapping speed, and then hit P to bring up the pen tool. Bring up the flags, spread them apart, hit V. This, pull it down, that, pull it up. And you're not actually doing time remapping and warp stabilizer on the same clip anymore. You're time remapping the sequence, and within this sequence is a warp stabilized clip. So you can get around the system that way. That's beautiful. Hit P again, make another set of flags. Raise that up. And about right there, I want the ramp to start going up. And we'll do that to the second clip. Right click, nest, second of the paintings. Warp stabilize. And let's see what we're looking at. Cool. Alright, so now you got your speed ramps applied. And if you didn't know originally, that's how you do speed ramps. So the first thing we're gonna do to make these feel mo better was go down here and go to adjustment layer. You gotta make a new adjustment layer. The reason you gotta make adjustment layers is you can't actually apply effects onto these clips anymore. You can directly, but if you're gonna set keyframes, they're gonna read different because of the time remapping. I'll show you an example. Boom to boom. I want it to go from here to 0, but it doesn't. See, it happens like right here. Even though these keyframes are so far, it thinks the keyframe is right there because of the time remap. So you don't want to get all caught up in that. So you just make an adjustment layer and you do your effects on that, because that still runs at real time. So you go to directional blur. What we're going to do with this is add a little bit of motion blur to the ramp to make it feel a little bit more natural. So I'm going to go here, blur. We'll probably start the blur when the ramp begins, somewhere around there, and then it'll be at its most about right here. And so about right here, I'm going to look at the direction of where my subject is going. It's kind of going from right to left and then kind of out to the right again. At least right here, it's going left to right, right? So I want my blur to be going in this direction. So if this is 0 and this is 90, then somewhere around 45, maybe a little less, maybe like 30, would be a good direction of where I want my blurs to be going. So I'm going to go in my direction, hit 30, right? On the second keyframe, I'm going to pump it up. Whoa, and you can see how the lines are going in that direction. But first I'm going to fix this adjustment layer because it's super skinny. I'm just going to go to scale and pump that up. So my direction is here. And at this point of the keyframe, it's going to be at 30, or 22 power at 30 degrees. But the first keyframe is going to be 0. I'm going to ease out this one, just so we can ease into that blur. It'll feel a little more natural that way. And we're going to get something like this. It's very subtle, but it's adding just a little bit. Then we're going to do kind of the same, but the mirror to this. It's motion blurred in for a little bit more of an authentic movement. Now we have our clips are smoothed, the ramping looks good, and now they're a little bit complemented with that motion blur. The second thing, or the third I guess, after smooth and directional blur is sound. You don't have to do sound. It's all artistic preference. I've been really into sound lately. My light turned off. Hold on a second. And my battery just died. Are we cool? Okay, you don't have to add sound. There's a lot of times where you don't, but you know, sound can really help your footage just immersify your viewer into whatever you're showing them. In this case, we got whooshes. So we're gonna take this whoosh and we're gonna amplify the movement with some whoosh action. The other whoosh we have is this. Okay. We're gonna put that on the transfer. Damn, that's loud as hell. We'll bring this little one. It's kind of just like a mini riser to a stop, which I like. This is getting pretty cool. Let's line it up just a little bit better. Cool, you know, and you can always level these. Some of these are too loud. And then I got some more Foley-esque with it. It's paper rubbing, the sound effect, and it is a little bit of a stretch, but just because we're kind of really close to the canvas, and it probably doesn't sound like paper, I felt like it was appropriate. Maybe it is paper. Is it paper? I don't know, it just gives a little bit of a texture. And again, level these according to your taste. You don't want all of these super strong. Yeah, that's starting to look good. And then, since this had taken place at an art show, you know what I got? I'll tell you what I got. Light cafeteria ambiance. And it sounds perfect. And then we top it off with a little bit of music. But yeah, the main point you want to take away from this is that sound can really amplify what you're looking at, but especially your speed ramps. So now let's look at this with the directional blur, the smoothening, and then all the sound. Dude, and now that's just butter. And you know, that's just really quick. You can really fine tune those and line them up perfectly, but the concept is there. And, that's a good speed ramp. Moving on, second thing, it's not really a speed ramp, but it's just another way of speeding things up. Check it out, we got these two clips here. And we want to turn it into this. Right? So right there in that moment, we get the concept that she puts these limes in, and she flips it, and it got everywhere. But we don't have to see all that, we can just see these little blits. Bloop, 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 and we got it. How do we do that? I would first just make these two clips half speed. Boom. I don't think we need to warp stabilize these because they're gonna be slow-mo, which already kind of smooths out your footage. So the main need of this clip is that. So right there, we can already cut it, hit C on your keyboard, bring up that razor, S, so you're locking onto that line. Click it, V, get your corner, your arrow, Command R, or Control R, and don't do that. Take it back. What you want to do is hit Y and bring up this tool. Click on your clip and bring it to the left. What you're doing right here is you're creating a jump cut. Because what this tool is imagine that there's a window right here, and that this clip is actually really long. When you're clicking it and you're dragging that film strip like to the left, and you're actually moving further up the clip. So what we did right there by pulling it and dragging it is creating a jump cut. And we're gonna go maybe just 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit W. And what that does is it'll cut it right here and bring everything to the right of the clip up to that cut. Just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna zoom on in here a little bit. Hit C, razor, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna cut it right there. Except this time I'm gonna hit Y and click and drag, so we're creating another jump cut. She puts it in, flipping it. This is probably gonna start here. Here to here to here. Then we can probably just finish it off and pull this all the way to where she's already kind of putting it back. So it's all slow motion, but the jump cuts tell the story in a cool way. Let's zoom it out, and this is what it looks like. Cool. And then again, you take your whooshes. And there you go. That's just another way to do a time manipulator. Not quite a speed ramp, but kind of. You know what I'm saying? The things to take away from this video are adding directional blur, making it smooth, via nesting. You want to add sound to give it sense of place, and then just music for mood, of course, but those are the main things. I hope I brought you something new. If you have any questions or ideas or something or anything, your thoughts, just put that down in the comments. But yeah, I have a lot of fun with those. I like using them a lot. So, you know, have at it, enjoy them, have fun. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.